Coming up on the Angus Report, the VFD rule and what producers need to know.
Branding and how it affects consumer preferences.
We have a sneak peek at this fall's Angus convention.
And a Minnesota Angus breeder reflects on the dawn of the performance movement.
This is the Angus Report. Hello and welcome to the Angus Report. I'm Bob Cervera.
And I'm Crystal Albers.
Our top news this week. The Veterinary Feed Directive rule passed last October will influence how cattle producers administer certain antibiotics. But what do producers need to know to prepare their operations before the VFD rule comes into effect this coming January? An Elanco veterinarian shares ways producers can prepare in the next 9 months.
Come January 1st of 2016, antibiotics that are shared class, those used both in animals and humans, will only be used for therapy and require veterinary oversight. So then when we use antibiotics that are medically important, which are majority for therapy, they will require a veterinarian to be involved with a VFD, a Veterinary Feed Directive, if it's used in feed, or a prescription that if it's used in water. The first thing in the foundation is to have a veterinary client-patient relationship. So identify your veterinarian and make sure you've had those discussions of how he's going to help make your medical decisions for the animals on the farm. Secondly, you can utilize him and also or her and have a review your health program. You will be working with your suppliers to get your feed additives, feed ingredients, water solubles, and make sure that's worked out. So 2017, January 1st, it's going to soon approach. And we don't want to wait till Christmas to try to make our plans.
Antibiotic use is also a focus in the feed yard, as Cargill announces an effort to eliminate 20% of certain antibiotics, those deemed important for human medicine as well as farm animals, from its cattle feeding business. According to a company statement, Cargill plans to reduce its use of shared class antibiotics across its 4 feed yards in Texas, Kansas, and Colorado, as well as 4 additional yards operated by business partner Friona Industries. The change will involve a reported 1.2 million head of cattle annually and comes after, Cargill says, it evaluated both third-party and company-conducted research regarding reduced antibiotics use. Cargill also plans to increase its sourcing of cattle from BQA-certified feed yards to 90% by 2018.
What's in a name? According to an Angus Foundation-funded study, the answer is better consumer reviews. Travis O'Quinn reports that research conducted through Kansas State University reveals that consumers associate the Angus breed with a high-quality product. Good news for cattlemen using registered Angus genetics and targeting the certified Angus beef brand.
And so when we look at branded programs, there's about 100 different branded programs that the USDA certifies product for. Of that, 2/3 or 66 of those programs have an Angus specification. That is a huge segment of our beef industry in terms of products that are sold under Angus brand names. And so for this study, we were interested in 2 things. We wanted to try and determine the value associated with the word Angus, the value of certified Angus beef as the first and largest branded beef program in existence. When we disclosed to the consumers what they were eating, we saw a very large brand lift associated with certified Angus beef when it came to flavor perception and overall eating satisfaction. For our steaks, we saw about a 14% increase in the amount of flavor perception of those products for the certified Angus beef, and then overall liking scores increased 10% when we informed the consumers they were eating certified Angus beef product.
O'Quinn's full research report and summary are available from the Angus Foundation and accessible at angus.org.
The beef industry does well at honoring its top performers. Ken Stilo was recently honored at the Kansas State Cattlemen's Day in Manhattan, Kansas, as the Stockman of the Year. Here, the veteran Angus producer and feeder from Paradise, Kansas, offers his advice for feeding cattle, partnering, and doing business in the cattle industry.
My advice to anyone thinking about feeding their own cattle is to first find a feedlot that can get the amount of data collected that they're interested in and would educate on risk protection in addition to being able to collect some data and do a really good job feeding cattle. I tell my family all the time that try and do business with people you like because it's just more fun that way.
We go now to Jen McCrell for all the news you need to know this week in the Angus business.
Angus Genetics Incorporated is proud to welcome Kelly Ritalik as the new Director of Genetics Service. Ritalik was raised on her family's registered Angus seed stock operation and was actively involved in the National Junior Angus Association, including serving on the organization's Junior Board of Directors for 2 years. Retallick joined the Angus team March 21st, and her primary duties include coordinating genetic education and outreach programs tailored to Angus breeders and commercial cattle producers. Learn more about AGI online at angus.org. The American Angus Association offers the Future Angus Stockman program as a way to equip aspiring cattlemen and women with the tools and knowledge they need to be successful. Now in its second year, Future Angus Stockman is proud to offer a sponsorship for one enrollee to attend artificial insemination or AI school, courtesy of Select Sires. Applications are available for download online and are due back April 30th. Visit angus.org to learn more. And that's what you need to know this week in the Angus business.
Thanks, Jenna. When the Angus Report returns, a look at better, less expensive genetic selection tools.
Plus, preparations for the 2016 Angus Convention and why you should head to Indy this November.
Visit angus.org to continue watching this episode of the Angus Report.
The Angus Report is brought to you by Merck Animal Health, the makers of Safeguard Cattle Dewormer. Healthy cattle perform better. Add Safeguard, add pounds. Contact your veterinarian or animal health supplier today.
Have you discovered self-deworming cattle products? All the benefits of an effective deworming without all the labor, handling, and stress. Discover Safeguard self-deworming cattle products, ask your local animal health provider, or visit safeguardcattle.com for more information.
We have 4 silencer chutes. Worked out good. We use them every day, and then we just had great luck with them. We have a commercial Angus herd that we're 100% organic, grass-fed. Smoothness and the quietness of it just makes cattle working a pleasure. It's just a very important tool in our arsenal in our ranching business. The simplicity of the chute itself is easy to maintain, very little repair work on any of them, and I just think it's the best chute I've ever had, actually. So.
I use an AI service to increase the genetic potential of my herd. We're using top-notch bulls. There's no way I could afford to go buy the bulls that I'm using now without AI. I knew Shane would be somebody that could get the job done and provide me with the help that I needed to do a project like this. I AI myself, but there's no way that I could do 250 head in a project by myself, so I relied on Select Sires to help me fill that gap.
Deads, treatment costs, and poor performance. The combined effects of scours can add up to thousands of dollars per year. Protect your bottom line against these critical losses with Scour Boss. It's the only scours vaccine with the flexibility to administer at PregCheck with broad spectrum protection you won't find anywhere else. Contact your Elanco sales representative or visit scourboss.com to learn more about Scour's protection that delivers what others can't.
Standing Heat is the industry's most effective and accurate estrus detection patch and available in 4 bright colors. Its sticking power is amazing, and our unique rub-off 3-layer surface shows you when your females are in heat better. We're the true favorite of cattlemen who demand their patches to stay put and provide accurate results. Find customer testimonials and order information at standingheat.com. Free shipping on 100 patch orders.
Did you know that your checkoff works to safeguard beef's image and reputation? There's lots of noise on the internet, but did you know the checkoff uses the website factsaboutbeef.com to tackle myths? Did you know factsaboutbeef.com also shares stories about beef production? While you're focused on managing your beef business, your checkoff is busy protecting the image of your industry and your end product. Get to know your checkoff at mybeefcheckoff.com.
Horn flies cost cattle producers nearly $1 billion a year. They interrupt grazing, cause loss of blood, and impact your bottom line. By incorporating Alticid IGR into your supplement program, you can prevent the emergence of adult horn flies. Alticid IGR will significantly reduce stress on your cattle. For pennies a day, you can control the most costly parasite and increase your profitability. Contact your feed supplier to incorporate Alticid IGR today.
We was having a lot of scour issues in baby calves and was, night and day doctoring calves, so we got some of the product and tried it. Had a hard time believing the results that we've seen. 5 cc's down the throat of these little calves, and the next day they was up nursing their mothers and just doing great. Since we started the Cattle Active program, we're not seeing any sickness. I mean, it was just almost cut it out completely. I'm Rusty Wayman, and I use Cattle Active.